Here we go again. Same mess, same stress, same story. If those are the words popping in your head every morning, you are running the same program and expecting different results. By definition, Albert Einstein called that insanity. But still we do it. Every day. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, your emotional engine is already running, not based on today. Based on yesterday, based on habit, based on emotional default. Most people never question it. They think this is just how I am. This is just my personality. This is just my life. But it is not your personality. It is your practiced emotional starting point. Think of your mind like a computer that never fully shuts down. It runs background software. Even when you are not actively typing, programs are running. Your emotional default is that background program. It loads automatically at startup. No permission asked. You can see this clearly with phones. When you open your apps, some people have 10 apps open in the background, draining the battery. Same with emotion. Old worry tabs open. Old resentment tabs open. Old pressure tabs open. Then you wonder why you feel tired before the day even begins. Your emotional default is the feeling you return to most often without trying. Not the feeling you want. The feeling you repeat. Two people can face the same delay, the same rude comment, the same problem. One shrugs and moves on. The other spirals. That is not intelligence difference. That is emotional default difference. Abraham teaches that momentum is emotional. Thoughts gather speed. Feelings gather speed. Practice gathers speed. When you think the same emotional type of thought again and again, it becomes easier to think again, like a path in grass. Walk it daily, and it becomes visible. Walk it for years, and it becomes the road. Let us make this very practical. If your default is frustration, your mind scans for what is wrong. Fast. Automatic. If your default is appreciation, your mind scans for what is working. Also automatic. The world did not change. The filter did. Most people are trying to change their results without changing their emotional filter. That is like cleaning your glasses by repainting the room. Now here is the powerful part. Emotional default is learned. That means it can be retrained, not by force, not by fake positivity, not by shouting affirmations at yourself while feeling terrible. It is retrained by emotional direction, one step at a time. Let me give you a modern example. Recommendation algorithms. When you watch certain videos, the platform shows you more of the same. Not because it judges you, because it tracks what you repeat. Your emotional system works like that. Focus on irritation, and your mind recommends more irritation thoughts. Focus on relief, and your mind recommends more relief thoughts. Law of attraction is like a perfect recommendation engine. This is why Abraham says your work is emotional guidance first, action second. Most people reverse it. They try to fix the world to feel better. The teaching says, feel a bit better, and the world response starts changing. But how do you actually shift emotional default in daily life? First, you must catch the opening line of your morning mind, the first emotional sentence, not the long story. The tone. Is it heavy, rushed, defensive, tired? That tone tells you which disc you are already standing on. Second, do not fight the mood. Fighting mood adds resistance. Instead, soften it. Name it gently. Say, this is my practiced starting tone. It's not my permanent state. That removes identity from it. Third, install a 2-minute emotional reset at the start of the day. Not motivation, regulation. Sit. Breathe slower than normal. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let the nervous system come out of emergency mode. Most people try to think better while their body is still in stress mode. That never works well. Fourth, choose a slightly better emotional direction, not a perfect one. If you feel dread, reach for neutral. If you feel pressure, reach for steadiness. Emotional stairs, not emotional teleporting. Fifth, watch how fast your default tries to reload. It will, that is normal. Old programs auto-start. Do not panic, just close the tab again. Each close is training. Abraham explains that your inner being holds a different emotional default than your practiced human one. Your inner being default is steady well-being. Forward movement. Non-panic clarity. When you feel bad for long, it feels uncomfortable because you are off your deeper default, not because you are failing. Think of posture. Slouch long enough, and straight posture feels strange. Not wrong, just unfamiliar. Ow! Emotional posture works the same way. Let us talk about momentum. People fear emotional momentum like it is permanent. It is not. Momentum is direction plus repetition. Ow. Change direction and repeat the new direction, and momentum changes sides. Small emotional improvements done often beat big emotional breakthroughs done rarely. 5 moments of relief per day will retrain your baseline faster than one forced happiness burst. Here is a tool that works well. Ask one question during the day. 8. What would feel slightly easier right now? Not what fixes my life. What feels slightly easier? That question points downstream emotionally. Downstream thoughts feel lighter, more open, less forceful. Upstream thoughts feel like pushing a car uphill. Downstream thoughts feel like steering with gravity helping you.
Oh, yeah.
Your emotional default decides whether most of your thoughts are upstream or downstream. That is why this subject matters more than techniques and processes. Baseline first, tools second. Now something important. Do not measure progress by never feeling bad again. Measure progress by faster recovery time. That is real growth. The dip gets shorter, so bounce back gets quicker. The spiral gets interrupted earlier. That is emotional mastery. You are not trying to become a different person. You're changing the program you auto-load. That is all. Same you. Different startup sequence. If every morning begins with "here we go again," change the next line. Not to "everything is amazing," to something honest and lighter. Today I start softer. Today I respond slower. Today I do not carry yesterday into every moment. That is enough to begin. Your emotional default is running more of your life than your goals are. Train the default and your goals get traction. Ignore the default and you keep fighting invisible gravity. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You stop blaming the day and start adjusting the starting tone. That is Abraham Hicks Simplified.